All set? Cool.
Yeah.
So, obviously you're a fan of Queen growing up. Did you actually see them before you joined the band, or?
Do you know what? I never did. Not with Freddie. I almost did. When I was, I think it was their '84 Works tour. I was going to try and get to see them in Birmingham. A friend of mine was going with his cousin, but I think we were like 14 or something. And I remember my mum was going, You're not going, just, because we'd have had to get a coach and go down to Birmingham, and she was a little bit protective about that. So I didn't get to see them, and I didn't get to see them on the Magic Tour because for some, I can't remember why, but so yeah, it was always a constant disappointment to me, and I wished that we'd sorted something out a bit closer, you know what I mean? But you sort of, at that age, you've got pre-internet, there's just no information, or at least unless you ring up and you wait for stuff. So I didn't get to see him, which is one of my regrets to this day, really. I did see them with Paul Rodgers, which was great. I loved that, and we had a brilliant time in the last tour. We went to the UK and we were in Manchester, my hometown. And I remember saying to Brian, last time I was in this room with you, I was sat up there. And here I was on stage talking to him. It's mind-blowing, really. I didn't get to see him. I wish I had, but I sort of feel that, I'd got all the videos and all the nerdy stuff that people get when you're into bands. But yeah, I'd love to have seen him myself. Everyone said it was like one of the best top concerts they've ever been to, and he was such a showman, wasn't he? But more importantly to me, it was, his songwriting, his harmonic sensibilities, it was interesting stuff, and his, obviously the vocal stuff and the stacked harmonies and things like that. It never gets old. It still stands up today, actually, but yeah.
I don't think you can go anywhere when a Queen song starts and you don't hear someone singing along to it.
No, it's true. I've said this before. I remember when Freddie passed, I was in my local pub, and it was Christmas Eve, and it was Bohemian Rhapsody was #1 again, double A side with These Are the Days of Our Lives, and I don't think I've ever heard the general public not only sing the whole song, which was on repeat, but they were singing the guitar solo note for note as well, you know what I mean? And that to me summed up Queen, because like when Brian would do a solo, he was kind of through composed. It wasn't just a throwaway, I've got an idea, I'll busk this. It may have happened a couple of times, but you get the feeling. It's like if you listen to a good old-fashioned Lover Boy, or if you listen to Killer Queen, you know what I mean? Those solos they're meant to last, you know what I mean? It's part of the composition, I think. That's the beauty of it, I think, because they know, it's almost as if they knew that, 40 odd years later, people will still be appreciating it, and there's nothing wrong with a throwaway guitar solo if the vibe's great, you know what I mean? But I think that's what they were about, you know what I mean? Making sure that they were perfectionists, you know what I mean? As everyone knows the stories of studio legendary sessions that they did. But and I think the songs stand up, don't they, because of that, so yeah.
Absolutely. Is there a favorite song you have to play live?
Well, I guess there are obvious ones. I mean, Under Pressure's great, Another One Bites the Dust are great for the obviously bass lines, but we used to do Play the Game and Save Me, which I love doing. In this set, Hammer to Fall's great fun. What else is there? I can't think offhand. It's all great. I mean, obviously, Bohemian Rhapsody and Champions, they're great as well. I think that's the thing about Queen is they sort of run the gamut of, it's their version of it, but of funk and rock and dance and metal and, country, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely not getting bored.
Exactly. It's amazing, really. And we've only, it's the tip of the iceberg, you know what I mean? They've got, if people were to check out their albums, you'll see they've done so many, it's not a pastiche, but they've sort of done an impression of something that's there, and I think that for me was always attracted me to them, you know what I mean? No track was the same. If you listen to A Night at the Opera, I mean, each track was its own genre almost, so it's great. And I like the fact that they experimented, actually Hot Space I love that album because of that. Because if you're not in the mood for incredible 70s studio Queen and you just want to hear kind of more of a raw sound, like The Game, you know what I mean, a raw sound and Freddie really kicking ass on vocals, then that's that, you know what I mean. But yeah, and that's why I love them, you know what I mean. And I think as much as anything else, it sort of did prep me for being into a lot of different kinds of music, you know what I mean. You could see where their influences were from, you know.
Yeah, you almost went backwards.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, obviously other bands became important to me and other musicians, but that's what. So and now when we're playing with them, it's like, oh great, now we're going to do this track, you know.
So you said you only have a couple of shows left too on this tour. Are there any plans for what you're doing after the tour? Possibly going to the studio if you're looking at some things that are still on the internet?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. They might have discussions between them, and I don't know whether I'd be included in that. It'd be fantastic, obviously, but I think that it's going so well with them just playing live that it's a good vibe, and I think that it works so well. Adam slotted in brilliantly. He's a lovely guy. Brian and Roger love him, you know what I mean. And it's great. We have drinks together and we have meals together, and it's good. You know, it's a lot of love there. I think really, you know, they really dig him, and he gives 100%. You know what I mean, every night he wants to do the best he can. You know what I mean, and it's a loud gig, isn't it? You know what I mean. It's, you know, that's part of that sound. Whenever you hear Brian plug in and just play, you just go, there's that sound. It's incredible. And same with Roger, you know, the open hat on the backbeat sort of thing. You think, that's Roger Taylor. It's amazing. So yeah, it's fantastic. So after this, really, we've got more. We've got Europe and UK in November and December, and then I think there's plans to go to Australia, New Zealand next year. Yeah. Honestly, I keep thinking, well, perhaps they're going to stop after this, you know what I mean? But then you go, oh, no, they're going there. That's brilliant, which is brilliant, you know. It's fantastic.
Great. Cool. Thanks again, Neil, for sitting with us and talking.
Thank you. Great to share coffee with you.
Yeah. Thank you to the Bayshore Bean for letting us hang out here. And good luck on the rest of the tour.
Thank you.